As I make Jesus a lifestyle, this world begins to heal. 'Cause the change I want to see.
Hello, everybody. I welcome you to Discovery Moment. This is Reverend Koomson of Parousia Chapel International. Now, I want us to go briefly into the Word of God. And as I always say, because it's February, we would want to do some series in line with the month. So I'm going to talk about something that borders on marriage. And I believe that the Word of God is going to be a blessing to you. Now, what I basically want to say is that the world is changing. And because of that, we have changing trends. And cultures are changing, societies are changing in the way they do their things. And because of that, even in the marriage context, we are having a lot of changes that are also occurring. So what I mean is that the way a couple would have lived and then the roles that were assigned to them, probably in the 60s or in the 50s, would not be the same even in this 2020 or 2021 that we are in. So it is very important that every married couple would be aware of this and then also align themselves accordingly. I've come to realize that the way you think can go a long way to affect the health and the longevity of your marriage and your relationship. And there are some mindsets that we have that if they are not checked and aligned to the changing times that we are in, it could wreck our relationship. So at this very moment, I want to enumerate one or two of them so that if you are courting somebody or you are busy in a relationship that is leading to marriage, or you are actually in a marriage situation, you could consider them, because I believe it will really make an impact in your marriage. The first thing I want to say is that, in many years ago, women didn't really have the benefits of higher education. So most of them were just housewives, and so were heavily dependent on their men for sustenance. And because of that, the man was the one who was the breadwinner, who took care of all the bills and everything. But now women are also going to school. They are having their masters. A lot of them have PhDs and all of that. And some of them are even CEOs and part of the management of their organization. So women are also earning a lot these days. And a lot of them are even earning more than their male counterparts. Because of this, it will be wrong for such a woman to have, and a wife for that matter, to have the mindset that the man must still provide all the financial resources that will be needed to take care of the home. So I believe that with this in mind, women can also pitch in something so that both of them could run the home well financially. And then for the men, there are a couple of mindsets that we have that, because of changing times, I want to bring to the fore so that you could also consider that. Number one, some men like to take decisions alone because they think that I am the man, so I have to make all the major decisions at home. Gone were the days when this was true, because as I said, in the past, the men would bring home the bacon. They were the sole breadwinner of the home, and that gave them the decision-making powers as well. But for now, women are also going back to school, very educated, very intelligent, and they are making their own money as well. So I believe it's only fair that any major decision that must be taken for the home, both parties will sit down and take it together. Another mindset that men have that I believe is not really good is that, women are working 8 to 5, and then they are busy just as the men are in their various offices and organizations and what have you. And they come home equally tired, or even in some cases, even more tired than their male counterpart, their spouses. It will not be fair to demand that, even though you are very stressed out and all that, You have to be on call to prepare dinner even at odd hours. Some men would demand that, look, even if it is 10 p.m., you have to be up and then prepare whatever dish I want at any point in time. I believe that a man could help out, okay, because as I said, women are equally busy just like us. So men can help the women with the food preparation and all that. If you're a man and that you happen to be at home before your wife comes in and you can cook, I believe it is appropriate that you do that and even serve her also. It doesn't take anything away from your manhood. Another thing that men do is that we also insist that the women do our laundry almost every day or almost every 2 days, even though they've come home and they are very tired. Some of them in this part of the world, some of them will not even provide a machine for the laundry. They will want the woman to do it manually. And then I don't think it's really fair, because the Bible in the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7 talks about the women being or the woman being the weaker vessel. So it's very important that we don't push them over the edge as far as physical labor and work is concerned. The men can also help out in this regard. We could get somebody to help them out, and then we pay them at the end of the month, or we can both do the laundry together. That would even give us some quality time to talk and share ideas together. Some men also have the notion that you don't have to have fun with your wife. You don't have to play games. If I'm saying games, I mean like fun times together. You don't have to be too friendly with your wife, because if you do that, you risk being disrespected. I believe that the easiest place one can find a best friend is in your marriage. So that is the woman that God gave you. And if you carry yourself well, it doesn't matter how much fun or how friendly you are to your wife will appreciate it, and she will still respect you as the man. So that mentality is very wrong. Another mentality that men also have is that don't tell your wife how much money you earn. Because if your wife knows how much you earn, they will make unnecessary or unreasonable demands. I think the opposite is rather true. If your wife doesn't know how much you earn, that is when she'll make unnecessary demands, because for her, she's thinking that probably you are earning higher than what you're actually making. But if you make her know that, honey, this is how much I'm bringing home every month from my job, then it will condition the demands that she will make for herself, or probably for whatever pertains to running the home, okay, as far as running the home is concerned. Then briefly, I also want to talk about stereotypes. I have come to realize that many couples live and run their marriages based on stereotypes, what the prevailing culture around us or society expects from us. And culture has gone a long way to determine the roles that both parties play in a marriage situation. There are some women who can't really cook that well, but because culturally and traditionally they are expected, and it's a stereotype that women have to cook, it is bringing a lot of problems at home. Meanwhile, the man is a better cook than the woman, but culture will not allow the man to do the cooking. My advice is that before you marry, or even in the marriage context, both parties must sit down and put their strengths on the table. And then they have to assign the roles based on the strength of each partner. So though I am the man, but if I'm a better cook than my wife, I should be able to do the cooking. If I enjoy doing the laundry or doing the dishes, then I have to do that one. You don't have to force the other one to take on a role that she or he is not really comfortable with. Don't let your family or your friends mock you or laugh at you because they wouldn't do it. Beloved, there is no one formula to every marriage. Every marriage is different because the parties in that marriage or relationship are different. Do what will help your marriage. There is no single formula. So you'll be surprised that one formula that will work for one marriage will not work for the other situation. So do what will help your marriage so that both of you will be happy and be fruitful in the marriage context. Thank you for making time for Discovery Moment. Stay blessed and stay safe. God bless you.
this world begins to heal. 'Cause the change I want to see must begin in me. There's a change I want to see. It must first begin in me. There's a change